Hey, Bears fans. This is the Bears News Fan Report, and if you're as passionate about the Chicago Bears as we are, go ahead and subscribe, like this video, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates about our team. Let's talk about the latest moves and analyze whether these bets will truly transform our team. Chicago, are you ready for the impact of these moves? The big question now is the team really creating a winning plan or just betting on expensive and risky solutions? Let's take a look at the latest moves from the management and assess if we're heading toward a future of victories or a strategic collapse. First, the big signing, Grady Jarrett. With 10 years of experience, 36.5 sacks, and 2 Pro Bowls, he comes to the Bears with a 3-year, $43.5 million contract. But here's the question. Can he really make a difference? At 32 years old, doubts linger about his ability to keep up the expected performance level. What will he bring to a defensive line that's already under scrutiny? Will he be the game changer we need, or just another player past his glory days? And we're not stopping there. The Bears also went big on Drew Dalman, a promising center with a $42 million contract. Yes, he's talented, but his injury history raises a red flag. If Dalman can stay healthy, he might be the key to a solid offensive line, critical for protecting Caleb Williams. But this is a big gamble, isn't it? Now, what many didn't expect, Deo Dimbo, a pass rusher who had some strong moments in the past but hasn't been consistent. With $16 million per year, the Bears are betting on his potential. The goal is clear: free up Montez Sweat, our defensive leader, to create even more chaos on the opponent's offensive line. But is Odimbo the key piece for this, or just another risky experiment that's not worth the price? In summary, Ryan Poles' strategy is clear. There's no time to waste. He's betting on veterans to make a difference in the short term. The question is, are these moves enough? The competition in the NFC North is stronger than ever, and Chicago needs more than just big names. Now, I want to know your thoughts, Bears fans. What do you think of these signings? Is Poles on the right track, or are we betting too much on players who no longer have the shine of the past? Leave your opinions in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video and want to keep up with more news like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bear down. But let's talk about what really matters, the impact of these moves on the bigger picture for the season. We're talking about a team that, after years of frustrations and unfulfilled promises, finally seems to be moving in an ambitious direction. However, with great risk comes great reward. Poles isn't just trying to patch things up, he's trying to restructure the team to be competitive again in the NFC North. That's bold, but will it be enough? Let's start with Grady Jarrett signing. The pressure is on him. Chicago's defense needs a line that can generate constant pressure on the opposing quarterback. However, the reality is that Jarrett's recent performance hasn't met expectations, with a noticeable drop in his sack production in recent years. His age doesn't help either. Does he still have the juice to be the leader of the defense? Poles has bet on the name and the experience, but can he really change the game? The key will be his ability to adapt to the pace of the NFC North and overcome his physical limitations. And speaking of changes, we have Drew Dalman. The Bears made a big bet on a player who's still trying to establish himself as one of the best in the league. But when you look at what he brought to the Atlanta Falcons in terms of blocking for the running game, there's no denying his potential. He could be the key to a revamped running game in Chicago, which is one of the areas the team desperately needs to improve. After all, it's pointless to protect Caleb Williams if the team can't consistently move the ball downfield. Now, the most intriguing part, Deo Dimbo. If he thrives in Chicago's system alongside Montez Sweat, this could be a game changer for the defense. Imagine the double pressure opposing quarterbacks will face. If Odimbo plays even at a mid-level performance compared to his best seasons, he could be a force capable of turning the defense around. However, if he doesn't live up to expectations, the pressure for more pieces on the defensive line will only increase. We're seeing an attempt to balance experience and potential, and this is a sign that Chicago wants to be competitive in 2024. But the big question is, do they have what it takes to truly overcome teams like Detroit, Green Bay, and Minnesota? The 2024 draft will be crucial. If Poles plays it smart, he could complement these signings with young, dynamic pieces to fill critical gaps on both the defense and offense. The defensive line needs another player who can dominate and generate constant pressure. And while the offensive line has been strengthened, it still needs more depth and consistency to ensure Caleb Williams has time to execute plays. Now, Bears fans, it's the moment of truth. Do you think Poles made the right choice with these signings? Are we one step away from a revamped team? Or will these high bets put Chicago in an even tougher position in the future? Let's keep following this journey closely. We can't deny that the pressure is mounting, and every move will be crucial for the future of the franchise. Don't forget to share your opinion in the comments. What do you think about Grady Jarrett, Drew Dalman, and Deo Odimbo? And most importantly, what are your expectations for the 2024 season? The Poles era started strong, and now it's time to see if it will be enough to turn the Bears into champions. If you're not part of our fan community yet, subscribe now and stay updated on all the latest news and analysis. Bear down, because Chicago's future is being written now. As a Bears fan, the feeling is that we're finally seeing a strategic plan being put into action. After so many years of rebuilding and unfulfilled promises, it's refreshing to see Ryan Poles making bold decisions to transform the team. There's no doubt these signings are risky, but they also show that the franchise is willing to do whatever it takes to be competitive again. First, talking about Grady Jarrett, I really hope he brings the leadership that the defense lacks. His experience is undeniable, but his recent production has been lacking. We can't forget he was one of the best in the past, but the question is whether he can still be that key piece. If he can at least show a bit of what he used to be, it will help a lot. The team needs a leader, and Jarrett could be that guy, but we also need to see more consistency. Drew Dalman, on the other hand, seems like an excellent bet. The offensive line has been a headache in recent years, and protecting Caleb Williams is crucial. Dalman has potential, but we know he doesn't have a long and consistent track record of great seasons. However, his ability to block for the running game has me excited. If he can provide solid support for the offense, it could be a game changer for the team, especially in the running game, which needs to be much more dominant than it has been. Now, Deo Odimbo is the big unknown. He hasn't had stellar numbers, but there's huge potential there, especially alongside Montez Sweat. If the duo can do what's expected, with Odimbo benefiting from the attention Sweat will draw, we could have a much more imposing defense. However, as a fan, I'm concerned whether he will justify this contract. He has the talent, but needs to prove he's ready to take the next step. Overall, the feeling is one of cautious optimism. The Bears have the necessary pieces, but they can't afford to stop with these signings alone. The 2024 draft will be crucial to complement these changes and perhaps add more essential pieces to both the defense and offense. If Poles can further strengthen the defensive line and ensure the team has enough depth across the board, we may finally begin to see a true shift in the future of the franchise. As a Bears fan, I'm hoping these bets pay off, but I'm also aware that the work is far from complete. The journey is still in the early stages, but the changes are promising. Bear down.